Hello, everybody. It's Liam here, and today we're going to be going through my cold email tech stack to send around 200,000 cold emails a month. This is a post I made about a week ago, and there's already been movement in the tech stack, so I'm just going to go through it here. I have it kind of done in the Miro board. So this is the tech stack I use to send 200,000 cold emails a month. Preface: this isn't the final tech stack. I've probably changed this 5 times in the last 5 months. It just doesn't really it just changes all the time, which is perfectly. It's just one of those things in cold email. I've gone through a revelation recently that leaner is better, like a lot better. I used to have this convoluted tech stack with lots of stuff in it. You wouldn't even be interested in it because there's so much stuff inside. But leaner is better. Less equals more. So true. So this is a post I did on. Whoops. This is a post I did on X, and basically, um, it's pulled from that is it's already changed. So I'm gonna go through what I've done in the meantime. This went out. I don't know when this went out. Oh God. 24th of October. So it's been in and around the month, and I'll tell you kind of the changes I've made. So, in terms of email deliverability and just sending in general, premium inboxes, these guys are the goats of the goats. Um, like there's a few others I'm testing, but I don't have enough uh, I haven't used them enough to like recommend them. But premium inboxes, I've been using them a lot. Absolute legends of the game. They're one. Next ones, so I use them a lot. Hypertide is one I'm looking to test. This was endorsed a lot by Nick Abraham, and these guys are their setup is quite good. And yeah, honestly, it's just Microsoft Azure IPs, all this like fancy stuff. Would recommend have a look at them, see if you guys can mess around with their servers. Next one is Cold Frontiers. So this is done by a mate of mine, and basically he has Cold Frontiers, and this is just basically a setup, and it's about $1.50 per email account ish, in and around that. I think it's around less, to be honest. I think I was getting mine for probably about $1, and it's basically you get 10 dedicated IPs for where are we looking? 247 for 10 dedicated IPs, 147 or 79 for three, 97 for one. So basically, you're on an IP by yourself. You don't have to deal with anyone else kind of just messing up your sending. So it's up to you on how you want to run that. After that, we have scaled mail. So this is one I actually picked up recently. It's similar to Hypertide, and these guys literally just it's kind of a similar setup. And yeah, I'm just looking to test them all, see which one might be better. If anybody is in the cold email community right now, they kind of realize that there's a bit of a problem when it comes to delivering to Microsoft, and everybody's trying to find some sort of solution. So everybody has to test their own things, and this is my way of kind of testing. But I'm delivering to Google pretty well right now. It's relatively easy. Um, let's see. So that's that. That's pretty simple. We are then looking at lead sources. Basically, everything comes from like Apollo. Like I don't want to overcomplicate it. Apollo is just A1. It's just the core of everything. I'll also add in I'm going to mention a few at the end, like few kind of tech stacks that I don't really go through on this, which I haven't really gone through. This is taking a while to load, but yeah, if you have there's a few at the end that I would recommend you have a listen to. Let me see. So this is just Apollo. It's really simple. You just come in, and as a database of, as you can see, 204 million people. Like that's a lot of the world, to say the least. So you won't be running out of leads anytime soon. And then if you want to run an export from that, I run. Let me see. So export Apollo, export Apollo.co. I didn't have this on the thing, but these guys do it for $1.50 for 1K. So pretty good. Would have luck. Definitely on there. Let me see. So workflow tool. So these are Clay and Bitscale. So these two are ones I've been using. So I've been using Bitscale for forever amounts of time. These are legends, absolute legends. And as you can see, I use this a lot. So this was financial people, and I was just building out some first lines for a few clients of mine. And it's relatively it's big. So this is like a sheet of 3,000. And then another one. This is Clay as well. So I use both of them. I'm experimenting with Clay a lot more. It's a bit more robust, but at the same time, they're both really good. And this one is basically it's a similar setup where you have thousands and thousands of leads inside of a table. I'm going to zoom out a bit so you can see, and then you basically can map it to different tables. And I'm just creating rows, validating leads, checking if this person has certain services. This is for social media in general. So if you're interested, I'm probably going to be making a few videos on Clay and how I'm basically running my Clay workflows right now, and basically some of the softwares I'm using inside Clay. As you can see, Lead Magic is one of them, which will be showing up in a second. Let me go back here. So this is still loading. Let's see if this takes a little bit. There we go. We're in. So next on the list is email validators. There is a few on this list that I would recommend. This used to be, so if I come over to here, this used to be Million Verifier. And then basically in the midst of the last month, Microsoft just decided to have a heart attack in like the most polite way possible and just decided nobody is sending emails, including their C-suite executives, which is really hilarious. And how they can make people, including their own staff inside the company, land in spam, which is hilarious. Just bar that, Million Verifier just couldn't cut it for me, even though the costs were really good. So if I go, so yeah, so Million Verifier has some strong kind of like pricing, and from what I know, it's like half a million is like 250 euros or something, which is really good. I don't know where the numbers are. I think it's a fair. Well, yeah, so like half a million is $250. Like that's really good, to be completely frank. But I decided to go with Lead Magic. The reason being is, if I open this up here, so this is just Lead Magic and their kind of softwares. And to give it a second to load, they have a nice kind of website. It looks really okay. Well, that's not very nice, is it? Will that bring me to like the actual Lead Magic site? Okay, no, it won't. But basically, they have integrations with Clay, and basically these guys are able to tell me the MX records of who I'm delivering to. So this is basically in the new crisis. New crisis. There's always some sort of crisis in cold email, but it tells me the valid, of course, which is the most important, knowing if they're actually a valid email. And then it tells me the Google Workspace and Microsoft 365 unknown. And I think there's a few more, which is like, I don't know if I can find them, but basically it's like Proofpoint and Mimecast. It would be nice if you can show up now, please. Mimecast. So, look, this is one. And these guys are just bombing it right now because they have enterprise servers and it's very difficult to deliver to them. So this is why I've been using Lead Magic, and their pricing is quite strong. You get 20 email validations for 1 credit, and I think 10,000 credits is 90. I think it's $100 USD. So like it's nothing. And then we have, I'm using Clearout now. I moved to Lead Magic, but Clearout was one I used because I had a 500k plan with them, 500 credit plan for like lifetime deal. It was really nice. I'm still going to use them. It just depends on who I'm kind of opting in for. The next one is BounceBan and TryKit. So basically, BounceBan is a catch-all validator. So if you're running a leads list and you want to run it against catch-alls, so you can check if a lead comes back as catch-all and you can validate them that way. This, like, I'm not going to speak into it too much because I don't know too much, but from what I know, they basically send an email to them and you just keep rotating IPs because you have to keep frying IPs or something because you actually have to see if there's a bounce back, and this is why it costs a bit more on the back end. And just perfectly like it's valid like that. And then TryKit is to just find emails. To be frank, like I haven't really used this. Lead Magic also has a find person, I guess, find email thing. So I'm gonna be just testing this out. That's kind of part of the should be testing. Should put that as testing, and then this should actually be gone. But yeah, that's kind of what it's looking like. Um, there's these last few here. Ooh, these go down. So these are the miscellaneous ones that just keep my business alive from day to day. So this is make.com for automations. Everybody has probably heard of it. It's make.com versus Zapier. Those are like the two main ones on the market that you're kind of working with. Absolutely incredible software. Zapier is, how do I describe it? Zapier is a bit more expensive, which is the first thing. It's also not as robust. So this just has more integrations inside of it. Let me see. Signatures.io. This is one I'm using for signatures now. There's loads on the market. Like, it's really not a big deal. But this is what I'm using now because they have a. Oh, it's not going to load. Whatever. But basically, it has a pay on contract signed deal. This just means that for every contract you sign, it will load it up. Oh, my Miro board has decided to break on me. So we're going to go back. Oh, there we go. I was going to go back. Right. So yeah, so this basically means that when you sign a contract, they only charge for a contract sign, and I think it's $1 per contract signed. So if you $50 worth of contracts and you sign 50 contracts every 6 months, like you don't have to pay like 30 a month for something like Panda Match or DocuSign. So that's what I'm using. Slack is for comms. Everybody knows Slack. Trello is for project management. So when I onboard a client, they also get onboarded onto that. And it basically gives them a mapping out of what they should be doing and what I should be doing, so they have a general idea of what it looks like. It's pretty robust. It's quite nice actually. Um, Fathom is obviously one as well. So wait, did I completely skip over sending tools? Oh my god, I have zero brains. So my two sending tools are Instantly and Smartly. So I've been using Instantly for the last year, right? And basically they've had some troubles recently with their warm-up pool and a lot's been kind of going on. So I've been moving to Smartlead just because of how they've set everything up and there's more data inside and there's some client things that work out on that end. So I basically, in the meantime, so on the X post, it basically says I'm looking to test. I've already moved over within the month. I just decided I was having enough of Instantly. So look, I love Instantly. They carried me through thick and thin, but it just had to be kind of changed up. And then let me see, Fathom is yeah. So just on this, right? Both are unreal. To be completely frank, they're both really good. Like there's really like if you use either, you're not like it's fine. So right, the next thing is Slack, Trello. No, Fathom. Yeah, so Fathom is basically a meeting recorder for just recording meetings with clients, and just so I have a general idea of where I can like review sales calls and stuff. It's honestly really good on that end. And the best thing is it's free. Like it's just completely free. So like you could do Read AI or Otter, but Fathom's free. And just use Fathom. Right? It's free. Like just use Fathom. OpenAI API. I find if nobody's touched this, it is just incredible. These guys have built out the most. I've spent so much money with OpenAI. It's just not even funny. But these guys just are incredible. I don't want to touch too much because it's gonna like show my API keys and stuff. But I don't think. Wait, maybe it won't. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, so it's just like assistants like this, and you just run the dashboard, and you can just spend lots of money with OpenAI. If you want to learn about it, I might do something more, but we'll see. I won't go into it. Miro is for digital whiteboards and planning out. So if I zoom out, I actually have a bunch more like videos and stuff on this, but this is like just like a little kind of like fraction corner, which is nice. And it basically, if I go to my main kind of board, like there's so much stuff on the main board, it's insane. Like you have no idea. It's so good to just map stuff out. I think I have a board behind me as well. Like whiteboards in general are just the most goated things on the planet. Like you have no like they're just so goated. Um, but yeah, so digital whiteboard would 100% recommend. There's a few others I actually don't know because I only use my road, but just would recommend. And then lastly is Google Sheets. Um, yeah, so everybody knows what Google Sheets is. If you don't, like, just stop, just get out of your rock. Right? It's Google Sheets. Right? A few honorable mentions would be Ocean.io or Panda Match. So Ocean.io and Panda Match are basically lookalike searches. So if I was to Ocean.io and then Panda Match, right? So basically, these are if you have, let's say, a client, right? And yeah, so okay, you have a client, let's say, and basically you want to look for people that are similar to these people. And you're like, okay, so I've worked with, okay, we'll take an example here, like Clay or something, or we'll say Sony. I don't know if I can think of similar companies to Sony. And you put it in, it'll spit out companies like Nintendo or Activision. I think that's a similar company. And if you want to get, and the way they do it is from my knowledge, right? They use keywords on the website, and then they just basically have overlap keywords, and they use AI to find it. So it gets pretty like you can do it manually with Apollo, but again, it's one of those things where do you want to spend your time or spend your money? It's if and then maybe. So with that, that's about it. If you want to learn more, there's more on my channel, and if there's anything else you want to see, drop a comment and subscribe. See ya.